folks, welcome to this edition of the Handy Randy and Dandy Don Morgan Show. Welcome, Don. You notice on the screen they have the 26 T-bucket slot truck slot rat rod.
Oh, you mean that's finished?
26 T-bucket.
Yeah, it's finished, it's built, it's all done?
It's not completely. It's getting there. We talked about some other modifications we made. As a matter of fact, we went out and bought some Walmart cushions for the seats. You haven't seen that? Yes, you
I
did.
have.
Yes, you did.
2 or 3 times.
As a matter of fact, we were at the Kent home.
Yes.
And for some reason, someone in Kent decided to invite a bunch of Studebakers to the Kent home car show.
They wanted to upgrade their show.
Well, actually, it was probably a pretty good thing because there was quite a few Studebakers. Quite a few Studebakers there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Studebaker, for showing up at the Kent home. Now, let me explain the Kent home to you. It was a prominent member of the Portage County area. I think the city of Kent is named after this cat. Pretty sure.
A cat?
Banker.
It was a cat?
Yeah, rich cat.
I thought it was a cat.
Back in back in those days, the banks were privately owned and operated. And that person had to have some money. Let's say you wanted to buy a farm and you went to the bank and got a loan to pay the owner of the farm. Mm-hmm. Well, the bank owner had to have a lot of money to buy the farm, and then he made money because of the interest and so forth. But just like the banks are done today, but banks now, even though government runs them, regulates them, guarantees them, that wasn't the case in 1929.
No.
That's why we had that Great Depression, and your money in the bank is guaranteed up to, I think they raised it, used to be $100,000. Well, you'd know.
300,000, isn't it?
I think it's 300,000. Well, what do you have in all your different checking and banking accounts? 300,000 here, 299,000 here, 150,000 there.
I want to plead the fifth.
Okay. and a fleet of Studebakers.
I want to plead the fifth.
Anyway, this Kent home, which is located on West Main Street in Kent, Ohio, now belongs to the Masonic Lodge. And they have done a really remarkable job on not only maintaining this beautiful home, but bringing it back to some of the past luster. And it was in pretty bad shape, I think, when they purchased it. It was falling apart. And it takes a lot of money, especially a place like that. But on the inside, it's always been pristine. And you didn't know that. If you drive past the place, you wouldn't know what a gold mine that is on the inside. It's just remarkable. And Mr. Kent spent a lot of money when he had this home built on, I think they used some beams and from a bridge that was in downtown Kent when they first built it. They built it over top of a underground stream. Mm-hmm. And the reason they did that was no such thing as air conditioning or electricity for that matter when the house was built. So this underground stream in the summertime would radiate.
Cool.
So, exactly. So there was vents that would come up through the home so that you would have kind of an artificial air conditioning. Now, did that heat the home in the winter? Well, I guess the water didn't freeze, so maybe it was above freezing in the winter. I don't know about that. But each room had its own design. Each room had its own wood. Like one room would be made out of cherry wood, one would be oak. Just remarkable. Maybe some mahogany stuff. Honestly, it equals, in some ways, is even better than the stand you at home on the inside. Mm-hmm. On the outside, not so much. but on the inside it sure is. So anyway, we have this video that you partook. You brought your 55
Yes.
Studebaker Champion, and that car's for sale.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of that in the video.
Yes, I seen that, yes.
So if somebody would be interested in buying that, they could probably track you down.
Email me or call me.
Go to Facebook and find you on Don Morgan Facebook or
Don Morgan / Studebaker, because there's 2 or 3 of Don Morgans on it.
God, there's more than one.
Yeah, and there's the other one's got Studebakers too.
That just ruined my day. Thank you very much.
It was a popular name.
Don Morgan.
Well, Don
J.P.
was.
Morgan.
Yeah, yeah,
You related to him?
yeah. No,
Is that okay? Well, let's go over without further ado. This was one of the earliest car shows that we attended this year, dodging raindrops.
not raindrops, buckets.
Buckets.
And another one coming in tonight.
It was bad last year too, and bad the year before. But anyway, it was nice enough that day that we were able to take Nancy's new white convertible to the car show.
You know, what do you think? We ought to get a boat?
A boat?
A boat, and start going to the boat shows.
Or a boat on a trailer behind it.
Yeah.
By the way, that tea bucket, that white tea bucket, Nancy was vacationing in Florida on her birthday in April. And I called her, I says, honey, I bought you a white convertible for your birthday.
Wasn't that nice of you?
Oh, I'm such a swell.
Has she drove it yet?
No.
The only thing she's
Has
done since you...
not driven
But you
it
knocked her down in the tea bucket too.
yet. She drove it back and forth in the driveway.
Answer that question.
I'm not talking about that. I'm pleading
You,
the Fifth
you got,
Amendment.
you got...
I'm not talking about
It's funny, she fell down her basement steps and inside the car within a week. The same week.
She fell down in the car because you have to go step over to get in and out of it.
Does not matter.
Anyway, we weren't going to talk about that.
But
you ratted me
I was
out,
paid
my
to
friend.
interview you and to question your intent.
Don Morgan and the Studebaker Club and Handy Randy and his white tea bucket and a whole bunch of other very cool cars too.
Yes.
At the Kent Home Watch.
This is a video of a car show that was held at the Kent Home, which is on West Main Street in Kent, Ohio. This beautiful historic building was owned by the Kent family, which is a pretty prominent banker in the city of Kent before the turn of the century. Some of the cool cars that were, and trucks, and people that attended. I like those old school Ford trucks. Anyway, the Kent Home now belongs to the Masonic Lodge there, and they've done a lot of renovation and brought the building back. It was in pretty sad shape, and it's taken a long time and a lot of money to do what they've done to restore the building, and it's absolutely a masterpiece on the inside. Some of the woodwork that's done, each individual room has a different type of wood. It's just a remarkable place, and in some ways, if you go inside of this, you see that it stands up to Stan Hewitt. Listen to the Ventures while we take a look at some cars. Neat old Corvair. That's one of the ends of the line of the Corvair. Ralph Nader got a hold of them. A little Deuce Coupe. Our friend Ace's Chevelle. Beautiful Chevrolet convertible. Just some of the cars that were on display. They had British shows each year at the Kent Home, and that's dropped off, so they're going to try to bring back and do fundraiser car shows each year. So this is the first of what we hope is an annual event held in June. Again, it's on West Main Street. Another one of those last in Corvairs. The body style was pretty cool, racy looking. Somebody checking out the T-Bucket. I like that Ford 53, 54 convertible. Nice, huh? There's Nurse Nancy and Bella. Nurse Nancy's on the left. There's a Mean Vivian. And the 26 T-Bucket truck. 55 Studebaker. Beautiful 62 Impala. White with a red insert. I had a bubble top like that. One of my favorite Chevrolets of all time. The Ranchero. You don't see a lot of Rancheros because they were trucks. And they worked them to death. And they didn't make many repop parts for Fords. There's a Model T. $15+ million of those built. And the Studebaker Club was invited. Wasn't an official event, but there were quite a few Studebakers there. As you can see, a Lark, a Hawk, a truck, all the Studebaker family. Nice truck. Very nice truck. Very nice Hawk. basically the same style from about 53 all the way to 64. Those Hawks. They added the wings in 57. And then a very nice Lark. Cool old satellite. Exact same interior as my 62. Boy, I wish I had that car. Man. Very nice old Ford truck. Cool paint job on it. Another T-bucket, hot rod. GTO, and this Pontiac is like brand new, better than new. And lastly, very cool Chevrolet.
Hi, welcome back from the Kent home, which is on West Main Street in Kent, Ohio. Beautiful place. If you ever have an opportunity, if there's anything going on there, whether it's a raffle or any kind of fundraiser, you need to find time to take a tour of that place.
You know what I like about the place?
Remarkable.
Really like it?
You like it because it's haunted.
Hey, don't pay no attention to haunted stuff. I like the idea that they use that home on a regular basis. They have either car shows or stuff for women, fundraisers, and just family-oriented stuff. The building does just not sit there and collect mold. Or
It just use it just for the Mason meetings, and that's
it's
it.
used.
But they, again, for the most part, what they try to do is constantly
raise money.
Raise money,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, we were, the next day, our friend Nate Craven has started a cruise-in at the FOP Lodge number 7, which is the Akron area police lodge, and it's located on Fay Drive, F-E-Y Drive, off of Waterloo Road in the South Akron area. If you know where the large Akron Auto Auction is located, if you're on 76 224,
Yes.
and you're on between Manchester Road and South Main Street, you'll see that big auction. They have
Right,
hundreds and hundreds of cars.
Hundreds of cars.
Well, behind that on Fay Drive is this private property where the FOP Lodge is. And every Sunday afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock, he has a cruise in there. And this is really cool because it's on a lake,
Beautiful lake. Yeah.
a pavilion, so you can be out of the shade
Yes.
if you like, and plenty of parking and
It's a good, relaxing view. Water, you can park at the water. You know,
go inside,
go swimming if you want.
go inside and eat.
Can't go skinny dipping. They won't allow that.
Well, you could if you didn't tell anybody.
Well, but if they seen you skinny dipping, they'd have to call hazmat.
Well, that's true. Try to get that image out of your brain.
It's ugly.
Try the best that you can
Ugly.
to get that image out of your brain.
Don't want to see that.
It's not a good place to go.
No.
And if you go there, you might have nightmares. So we promise that we won't be skinny dipping anytime soon at the FOP Lodge. There's cops there. Off duty, but I don't think you want to be taking your wife skinny dipping there
They might join you.
anytime soon. Anyway,
And cuffs.
now that you know where it is, now we want to know why. It's a fundraiser for Super Kids, Soapbox Derby. About 30 years ago, a group of Vietnam veterans, actually it was Chapter 34, the Akron area Vietnam veterans, came across a youngster that was unable to participate in the All-American Soapbox Derby. Whether it be local or later All-American, was unable to participate because of his physical capabilities. He wasn't able to participate. Well, these guys got together and said, you know what? I think we can maybe start a special needs soapbox derby.
Good idea.
30 years later, it's still going strong. They have these special soapbox derbies made that are dual wide, that has an experienced soapbox derby driver drive the derby, and then the disabled children are co-pilots, and they go down derby downhill, and they have a regular day at the track. They have they name a champion. The cool thing about that is your area champion, if you have a Super Kids Derby, comes back and participates in the All-American Soapbox Derby. So that just started, maybe 8 or 9 years ago. The All-American Super Kids Derby participates in the All-American Week here in Akron. So this particular fundraiser is for that. It's for the All-American Soapbox Derby, and the kids come from all over to participate in that event on All-American Week here in Akron, which has been going on for, 70 some years. I think 1936 was the first race for Soapbox Derby, and I think 37 they have the first race here in Akron.
I think yesterday when I was coming back from Detroit, some of those people in front of me could have used co-pilots helping them.
Oh, on the turnpike?
Yes. Yes, it was pouring rain so hard you couldn't even see the end of your hood. And I was going 40, and there was a bunch of traffic right there with me. You couldn't go any faster now. You couldn't even see the end of your hood. And there was those spatial people that decided to go by you at 75. Now, there's no way they could have seen the road. Even semis was going 35 and 40. They would go by, and all of a sudden, there was 5 cars stopped in front of them, and they'd be doing whipping and sliding, and yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Some of those spatial people, and I won't say male or female, but they were driving extremely fast, and, and it was, but we can surmise who was driving, and going to 75.
And where's a cop when you need him?
They were off the roads. It was too bad.
Okay. So I know where they were at. They were at the FOP Lodge number 7 on Fay Drive on Sunday afternoons and participating in this. Cool place to cruise in. By the way, it's private property, but on Sunday afternoons you can come back and park and check out all of the cars if you like, and you can go inside, have yourself a cold beverage, and get yourself a hamburger.
Yes.
You can do that inside in the air conditioning.
Food was outstanding.
Or you can take the food and take it out on the
grass.
lakefront or to your car.
You can take one bite and feed the fish, take another bite and feed the birds.
Didn't even think
If
about
you
that.
wish.
What kind of fish are in that pond? Suckers.
Yeah, ones with mouths that work around, tails wiggle wiggle.
We didn't get any video of the fish, nor Don feeding the birds, but we did get some video of the event and some of the participants that took place. So mark that on your calendar, Sunday afternoons, Fay Drive off of Waterloo Road between Manchester and South Main Street in Akron. And it all goes towards a very, very worthy cause.
And what's the time? What time does it start?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
I'm just helping you.
2 to 6. Thank you very much for the help.
Right.
So you can go to church in the morning, stop and have lunch, go home, change clothes, whatever, and then come on over to the Nate Craven FOP Lodge event.
And that's a long drive. We get on that drive, just keep going, And, and it goes back in there about a mile.
All the way past the auction.
All them cars just sitting, just
Yep.
keep going, winding
keep
around. And then you'll finally see a sign that says car show.
And that's where you want to be.
Yep.
And this is what you'll get. Watch.
As I earlier mentioned, Fraternal Order of Police Lodge is located at on Fay Drive off of Waterloo Road. Sunday afternoons, Nate Craven does a cruise-in raising money for the Super Kids Soapbox Derby. Super Kids Soapbox Derby for disabled children that can't participate in the regular All-American Soapbox Derby because of their handicaps. And these are some of the folks that are helping out, making the FOP Sunday afternoon cruise-in possible. Summit Racing, Gary's Car Care, friend of ours, Ziegler Tire, Hamburger Station, B&K Auto. Remember this and these people, and when you stop in and see them, ProCare Associates are on Triplet Boulevard, make sure you thank them for helping out with this cruise and helping out with the Special Needs Children Soapbox Derby. Let's take a look at some of the cars. Nice old Chevrolet, isn't it? Every Sunday afternoon from 2 o'clock. Have air-conditioned restaurant and bar inside. You can get your hamburgers, come out to the pavilion and sit by the lake, lots of shade. We encourage you to put this on your list of things to do on Sundays. And if you don't have a custom car, you know what? Let's just come over and park and check out the cars and still get yourself a cold beverage and a hamburger. That's Nate's van on the way to being restored. He's a photographer as well, and pretty good singer and guitarist. Oops, had a little camera malfunction there, handy Randy. Another nice old Chevrolet. Couple of nice old Chevys, huh? Early 50s, mid 50s. Don't know what year that car did. Those guys are counting spark plugs. Some of our friends, hey, glad you could make it. Richard.